Welcome back, all my 40k fanatics out there. I'm here with Jose to bring you guys another Warhammer 40k battle report. Before we get into that, I want to remind everybody that this Saturday, January 21st, I'm going to be at the Shop Game Shop recording round 1 of their RGT tournament. So please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell for notifications so you can see when that video gets uploaded early next week. With all that out of the way, let's get over some 40k. You brought Tyranids again.
Yes,
Same list or make some changes from last time?
Very similar. We're still running High Fleet Behemoth. I basically just swapped out the Mouse Scepter for Exocrine because I felt my shooting phase needed a little bit more of a buff. And I think the Genestealer squad went down by like 1 or 2 people.
Okay. Speaking of shooting phase, I brought Ad Mech, and I don't have a psychic phase. I do have a bit of assault phase out of here, but man, it's heavy in the shooting phase right now.
Yeah.
And this, I know that a lot of Space Marine players are going to look at this list and go, but I have Meltas. I'm getting to you guys. I'll get there. My buddy Zach Morales is actually running a Salamanders with huge amounts of multi-melts. I'm going to try and get him on here soon to really test my steel, test the Lucius AdMech dynasty, and see if my robots can stand up to that much Melta.
Is it bringing flamers too?
I don't
or just
think,
Melta?
I think it's going to be just Melta. A lot of the lists I'm seeing right now, man, it looks like Battle Company. It looks like Battle Company, except instead free rhinos, it's free lasers.
Okay.
I mean, we got Meltas galore, a lot of land speeders and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see. But we'll get to that later. Tyranids, let's see what you got.
Back with the Tyranids, and we're playing High Fleet Behemoth again. That's going to give me +1 strength whenever I charge, get charged, or heroically intervene, so that should give me a little bit of a hand in the combat phase. In addition, we're taking Synaptic Ganglia, so that's a reroll deny the witch test, and +3 inches to the range of my psychic powers. So it allows me to get things off at a higher range. For instance, Smite's 21 inches instead of 18. In addition to that, I spent a whole bunch of CP, so I'm going to start with 1 CP. I have a couple extra warlord traits, a couple extra relics, but before we get to that, I'm just going to break down all the different things that I got going on. I have 2 10-man gargoyle squads, and they're in the list just for their tactical flexibility. I could CP, deep strike them basically anywhere if I need to, and try to score, my secondaries in different ways. In addition to that, we got the warrior squad, and that's going to be 6 Death Spitters, Lash Whip and Bone Sword, and 3 Venom Cannons, Lash Whip and Bone Sword. They also have Adrenal Glands, so it's going to boost them up in the whole strength department as well, and hopefully get me wounding things a little bit easier. The other thing that we got going on is a 5-man Genestealer squad. One of them has Acid Maw, and one of them has Flesh Hook, so they get to ignore vertical movement and such. We got Lictor. His data sheet's just insane. He's just a good unit. The other thing we got going on is a Power unit of 3. They're going to be deep striking today for sure, just because they're a little bit squishy. I definitely want to get used to them before they get shot off the board. Venom Throats, I think they're a great data sheet. They didn't get touched by the point changes, and they're pretty good in close combat usually. The other thing we got going on is Zone Throats. They're just your mortal wound output. They give you extra mortal wounds and such, so whenever is that a bad thing? You know what I mean? Never. So they're in the list. They also give us our invuln. That's probably the other major thing that they're in the list for. They're probably auto-include. I also kind of think that you could probably do without them if you really want to. Next thing we got going on is Exocrine. He has Adaptive Physiology, Voracious Ammunition. So on a 2-up, whenever he hits something, he does D3 mortal wounds. So it's just kind of guaranteed wounds onto certain things. And he's also going to be doing the Strategic Reserve as well. I just want to make sure that he's safe, and when I do put him on the board, just have a good sight line to be able to light something up. I also have the Tyrannifex again with the Acid Spray. His Adaptive Physiology is Dermic Symbiosis, so it gives him a 4-up invuln all game. I think he's actually going to start on the field this turn, and or time around, and just try to be like midfield, you know what I mean? I feel like that's where he'll probably shine at. For characters and such, I have 1 Neurothroat that knows Onslaught, Paroxysm, Catalyst because of the Resonance Barb, which also gives him a +1 to his cast and lets him know a 3rd power. I also did a Warlord trait, Direct Guidance, so he's going to be selecting a core unit and giving them +1 to hit. When you stack that on top of the Warriors, they start hitting on 2s and they start really hacking through things, obviously if they're on the table. The other thing I got going on is the 2nd Neurothroat. He knows Callus and the Horror, and he has the Warlord trait Synaptic Tendrils. So he's going to be giving an extra d6 to 2 units in the Psychic phase instead of just 1 like the normal Neurothroat does. The other thing we got going on is a Death Leaper. He has a Warlord trait, Alien Cunning. So that kind of gives him OBSEC and gives him a little bit of play into snatching objectives off of my enemies. I just think OBSEC is just really good to have on any unit, honestly. And especially Tyranids now, they have to focus on ways to score without killing things. So I think that just kind of helps with that. The other thing we got going on is the Parasite of Mortrax, and he has Gestation Sac. So he's basically auto-include if you're trying to attack towards behind enemy lines, which, again, it's points without killing anything. So that's a current meta that I think Tyranids are in right now, and we're going to test out how good it is. So now our secondaries, I have behind enemy lines. Like I said, if you're taking it, take Parasite Mortrax with Gestation Sac, easy points. The other thing we got going on is Psychic Interrogation. Normally I wouldn't take it, but in his list, his characters kind of have to be out giving out buffs and such, and I think they're going to be within range to get those points off.
And I have 0 psychic defense.
Yeah, so it's not like he can, shut it down, unlike the Grey Knights could. The other thing we got going on is Bring It Down. Those Dragoons, June Crawlers, and those robots are all going to give me points for that, so I figure it's probably good because they're going to be coming at me, man. They're going to be doing things I don't like, and I don't want it to happen for long. So that is a list, that is a play style, that is a secondaries.
All right, over to my AdMech. So I am going old school with the Lucius detachment from the beginning of the edition that a lot of people were running. I still like the 1 damage weapons giving me +1 save, especially now that it got unnerfed and is stackable with the other Skitarii saving buffs. So that's the first buff, is +1 save against 1 damage weapons. They also get +3 inch range to all of their guns. Going over into units, 2 5-man destroyers with plasma and flamers. These guys recently got core, so I want to try them out, see if this helps. I have been one of the people who hasn't had success with them in the past. Let's see if core was enough. 5 Dragoons with Taser Lance, recently getting a 5-up Involm from their 6, and they got core back. So these guys have been a staple for me. I absolutely love these guys. I know a lot of people will say, oh, Iron Strider, Iron Strider, Iron Strider. I love Dragoons. And speaking of units in the AdMech that I absolutely love, first, we have 5 Castellan robots. 3 of them have double fist, and all 5 of them have a blaster, the Phosphorus Blaster, on their shoulder. As well, I will have a 4-man squad of Castellan robots with all hand cannons and shoulders. It's all Phosphorus Blasters and heavy blasters. Then another unit that I have not gotten to run at all in this edition, my Onager Dune Crawlers. I'm bringing 3 of them. They've always been on the fringe, and I think the Arc of Omens attachment, allowing me to dip so far into heavy, allows me to bring this 100-point unit with the Icarus array to the table. Going over to my characters, I have a Data Smith because robots. He'll have the Relic Solar Flare, so we can pick up one of those robots and deep strike them back on the field. My Marshal, who has the Relic, so he is giving a +1 reroll 1's hit and wound to the only unit really being the Dragoons, but it's the only unit I want him to go with. And lastly, a Dominus. The Dominus has the Warlord trait to target a core unit and give them the Transhuman buff, as well as he's of the Logi Holy Order, so he can kick over to like a squad of destroyers to ignore AP1 and AP2. I'm going to be starting the game with 3 CP, and my secondaries for this are going to be Eradication of Flesh, Hidden Archaeovault, and Assassination. Assassination being kind of one of the, I'm trying to play a destroy your army style army, so if I'm doing my job, I can at least score 12 points.
All right, we are playing the mission Abandoned Sanctuaries from the Nephilium Grand Tournament mission pack. We haven't got the Axe of Omen book yet. It will be in real soon. Yeah, we're pretty sure the primaries are pretty much the same, so let us know if there's any changes, but it shouldn't be too off from whatever's in the book. Mission rules, we're both going to gain CP at the beginning of our command phase. Nothing unusual there. We have No Man's Land, however, which means if a unit has a pre-battle rule that allows it to be set up anywhere on the battlefield, that unit cannot be set up in No Man's Land. If a unit has a rule that allows it to make a move before the first turn begins, it cannot end that move in No Man's Land. If any rule is used to redeploy a unit, that rule cannot be used to set that unit up with No Man's Land. So basically no Vanguard. So that kind of takes Gene Stealer's utility out of the play, but they can still strategic reserve. In addition, we have the primary objectives taken hold. You get 4 victory points if you control 1 or more objective markers,
So
2 or more objective markers,
hold 1,
or
hold
more.
2.
Yeah. So it's the normal thing. We also have secure sanctuaries. At the end of each player's turn, the player whose turn it is scores 2 victory points if you satisfy at least one of the following conditions. They control the objective markers in the center of the battlefield, all right? Or they destroyed at least one enemy unit that was within 6 of the center of the battlefield at the start of the turn. At the end of the battle, whichever player controls the objective marker in the center of the battlefield scores 5 victory points. So basically, it's drawing us towards the middle. That's kind of like objective for this game. The deployment is just 10 inches up on the board edges for us, and this is what the deployment looks like.
So what's real interesting about this game is both these armies have gotten hit by the point hikes and nerfs and everything really hard. Tyranids going up a lot of points and AdMech falling down a lot of points, plus losing the Army of Renown, which was really popular at the time. So this is going to be interesting to see that kind of flow there. Are you looking to go first or go second in this matchup?
Man, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe go first so I could try to get the jump on you, get on objectives and such. But
there is kind of a stigma that AdMech go first, AdMech win. I think that this is going to be. I think that that's kind of where this falls into. Is if I get to go first, I'm going to get to cover a lot of the field and put shots down that I may not be able to remove a lot of stuff because of your Venom throw protection, but I'm going to remove models before you get to use them. And any model that I remove is going to start to chip away and go to the point of clearing you off the field and scoring points.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the table is usually always schedule balance. We roll the dice, you call all odd or even, and pick if you want to deploy first or second.
Cool. Let me get odd.
And it's even. 0 for 2, buddy. All right.
All right.
Well, you're going to deploy first. Let's go to it.
All right, let's get it.
Be back after deployment. All right, so we just got everything deployed. Deployed all of my units on board, nothing in strategic. So I got an onager on each side. I got a squad of destroyers taking up each one of the ruins on each side. My shooty robots are holding down the middle objective, and dragoons are spread out to just kind of help zone out and bubble out some of his strategic reserves, and if he tries to bomb me with any gargoyles. The robots with fists and the destroyers are hanging out next to the data smith, so either one of those guys I can pick up and teleport across the field. And I got these onagers setting up in the corner to try and move into a little sniping position with them. So that's my deployment. Over to Jose. What do you got going on for us?
Yeah, so over here on this section, I'm a little bit light. I put the gargoyles down. I notice I need a little bit more presence to counter what you got going on the other end of the field. So I put down some psychic damage over here, a little bit of buffs. Let's see if it pays off.
And just so you know, all of our infantry is actually on the ground. We put it up on top so that it's easier to be seen where these units are, and also so we don't break any of the models.
Yeah.
Pulling them out.
The next thing I got going on way back here, he's just within range of this objective marker. And because of, I believe, his chameleonic skin, it's a rule on the data sheet. Like I said, their data sheets are just insane. As long as you're outside of 12, he cannot be targeted by a range attack. So it's going to kind of help me with some of your shooting. Let me have presence on this objective without losing anything. Mm-hmm. So over here, I kind of got real heavy. I got my gargoyles to maybe move up, capture objectives. Maybe they'll dip out of here for a CP. I got my acid effects over here, hopefully going to be moving up. For his secondary, I had to choose objectives, so I chose this one.
Yeah,
so
my hidden Archeo Vault.
Yeah, so basically my objective to deny your points is to just make sure you don't get on this objective, so I got to really try and counter you there. You have a lot of sight lines that you can work with, so I got to try and avoid that damage.
And then over here, we have a little bit of strategic reserve.
Yeah, so we got the Pyrovores over here, the Death Leaper, 5 Gene Stealers, Exocrine for some real nice shooting, Parasite and Mortrex, it's going to do the gestation stack and bring in some rippers. So
awesome. So only one thing left to do: the almighty turn 1 dice roll.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you want to go first or second?
I think I want to try and go first.
Me too.
On a 4.
I got a 6.
All right.
I'm going to play first. We'll be back after the AdMech movement phase. So end of AdMech movement phase. I chose my Doctrina for this turn to be the +3 move, so that my Dune Crawler was able to go through the dense terrain and tag my hidden Archeo Vault. move the destroyers up and out and up top, so they're going to be able to shoot, and they're going to take some shots over at that Tyrannofex. Dragoons stayed put. The robots started to move up to center. My data smith moved around the corner to give these robots to change the backfield robots protocols next command phase, so they're going to be able to still unlock and move around, but next turn they're going to start shooting with a ballistic skill of 3+. Over here, the destroyers are staying on the ground level, so they're going to stay hidden. This onager went running up there to tag that objective and left one to hang back. So giving him some stuff that he can try to remove so I can score some primaries and try and hold more. And we're going to move over to the shooting phase. First thing I'm going to be firing with is going to be this squad of destroyers into the Tyrannofex. So first of all, we got 5d6 shots with the destroyers. Oh, that's going to be nasty. So we got 12, 18, 19, 20, 21 shots. In the old rules, you would lose an entire model if you rolled a 1 for plasma. Now, they just take a mortal wound, so I can actually roll these together, thankfully. All right, so 21 shots, looking for 4s, and I'll be re-rolling 1s because of the Dominus. Which is a good thing I'm re-rolling the 1s because I am overcharging, so I don't want to lose any guys. So no 1s we finish out with. And I am strength 8, and your toughness
8.
Toughness 8, so I'm looking for 4s. I
Yes,
knew that. And then, okay, no re-rolls here. Ooh, so you got 2, 4, 5, only 5 wounds.
Okay.
And you got inbone?
Yeah, I have a 4-up inbone.
All right, 4-up inbone.
All right. So 2 up to a 4 up. Hey. Okay, not too bad a roll.
All right, so 2 damage each, so you'll take only 4 from them.
All right.
All right, so the destroyers didn't do too good of a job, so we're going to move over to this Onager Dune Crawler. He's going to start with his missile, needing a 3, and getting a 1. Okay, so over to his 5 shots, which is a strength 6, -2, 1 damage. Sorry, getting used to these guys again. I do apologize. So yes, this is a -2, so we need 3s.
Is that what the -3 is? Or would it be 4s with?
Oh, it'd be the 4s with the negative.
Okay,
Good catch. Good call. Good call. So only 1 hits, and needing a 5 fails.
Okay.
And then he's got 4 shots, which 2 of them will hit, and he'll need a 5 again. So nothing from the Onager either. Ooh, not a good shooting phase. So not quite as solid of a shooting phase as I was hoping for, but I did play kind of defensively over here on the back lines. So that's pretty much going to end my turn. I was hoping the destroyers would light up the Tyrannofex so that the Onager could at least finish it off to try and score points for Eradication of Flesh. So I'm going to miss that one this turn. But I am going to get 5 off the Hidden Archeo Vault because I took the center. I haven't killed a character yet. And I don't think I got the mission primary because wasn't that happen to take the middle?
Yeah, that was taking the middle.
So yeah, so I will get the 5 on Hidden Archeo Vault, and that's going to be it. I'm going to pass the turn over to Jose. Okay, end of the Tyranid movement phase. What do we got?
Yeah, so in the command phase, I regen D3 wounds on my Tyrannofex. I rolled a 6, so he got 3 wounds back. He lost 4 in the last phase. It's like he only lost 1.
Yeah.
The rest of my army just kind of shoved forward over here. Big surprise there, right? And then the other half of my army is basically trying to do the same thing, while my lictors over here just trying to hold down the fort, man. You know
Advance
what I mean?
the Zoanthrope and the Neurothrope.
Yeah, I'm keeping the Neurothrope at the bottom floor and the Zoanthropes as well. I just have one dude peeking out over here to do some damage, probably get nuked next turn. And if either of these dudes survive, they will then be not targetable. So
all right. So we're going to move over to the psychic phase. Who are you going to start with first?
Yeah. Oh, additionally, with the movement phase with the warriors, they are up top, so they're going to be able to shoot out. Okay. And the Venom Thropes are on the bottom, so they're not going to be able to be targeted at.
Sounds good. Who's where are we psychicking first?
So psychic, he's going to get an extra D6 for all of his stuff, and the Zoanthropes are going to get it from the Neurothrope back here.
All right.
We also have direct guidance over here, I believe. Let me just make sure that's the right guy. No, we have direct guidance over here. So these warriors are going to be hitting on 2s.
Okay.
Just so you know.
So who's psychicking first?
We're going to do the Zoanthrope first. So 3d6, picking the two highest, +4 to this roll because I'm in the Synaptic Imperative of the Neurothropes.
Yep.
Hopefully getting a Super Smite here.
That is
+4
a Super Smite.
is a 12.
Oh, what gives
Right?
you the? You're in the You're in. Yeah, you're
The
good.
Neurothrope one, yeah.
That's in that. You're doing the Neurothrope.
Yeah,
Synaptic.
it's +1 all
right.
psychic
So
types.
go ahead.
Yeah.
D6.
Yeah, so D6 plus flat 3 for a
Right.
8.
8 wounds to him.
Yeah.
All right. And this is why Zoanthropes got the price increase that they did from 11 down to 3 with 1 psychic power. Okay, what are we going to next?
Mind bullets, man. I think the next thing that I'm going to be looking for, we're probably going to be trying for Catalyst over here.
All right, go ahead and roll in. He's 3d6 as well.
Yes, sir. This dude's actually +3 to the cast.
Oh, yeah. So that goes off. All right, where's Catalyst going?
I think we're going to have to put on the Warriors. It's a really good asset of mine, and I just really don't want you to chew through them, which I feel like you definitely can. And I also have a couple CP stratagem where I can reduce all damage by 1. So I could really make him survivable here if I want to.
And I believe that's the end of your psychic phase?
No, I actually got a couple more things going on here.
All right, well, let's give you a second to figure out what you want to do with those last couple of powers.
Yeah.
So we ended up the psychic phase. The Neurothrope up here was able to put 3 wounds with a smite onto this Dune Crawler. And I think that was about it for your psychics.
Correct.
So now we're going over the shooting. We're going to start with these gargoyles over here that are going to put their 10 shots into this badly damaged onager and try and finish him off.
Yeah, they're going to go for it.
All right, so you got 10 shots?
Yeah, hitting on 4s. Picking out these misses here. And strength 5.
Yes. Toughness 7.
Okay, so 5s and 6s. So you're telling me there's a chance?
So we have 5 wounds.
Yes, sir.
And you are AP1, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so right now, AP1, 1 damage, so those are going to wash each other and put me back on the 3-up. But with my Skitari thing, I'm actually on a 4-up right now. So let's roll these first 2. Takes them both. He's down to 1 wound. He's down to 1 wound. And that's not enough for a CP reroll. Oh, man. Man, is he dead. He is very dead.
Can he explode?
He could, but he doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to roll above a 3. So, no, he's not going to explode, but the Dune Crawler is down.
Man.
After the gargoyles leave a crater of an onager over here, Jose is going to try and make it happen twice except with these warriors up here. So, a couple things I didn't mention. Sorry, getting used to the army again and playing Ad Mech. These destroyers do have the transhuman and the, the ignore AP 1 and 2 traits off my Dominus. He gave it to this squad. And this is the Skitari unit that has data tether to ignore the armor buff, where the other one was -1 to its armor because of my Doctera for the +3 move. This one gets to ignore that effect. Well, we'll see if it matters, as these warriors are going to pour their shots into the Venom Cannons are going where?
So the Venom Cannons are going to go into the Destroyers over here.
Okay.
Puts them on like a bad save. And then the Death Spitters are going to try and plink off some more wounds over here. And we'll see if we can get them Gargoyles to maybe finish the job.
Because the Venom Cannons are AP3, so they'll get around my low guy thingy.
Correct.
All right, so let's get you some dice set up, and we'll come back for some rolls.
All right, so starting off with the Venom Cannons into the Destroyers up top. D3 number of shots here. Okay.
So you got 1, 2, 5?
Yeah,
5 shots.
Total.
All right.
Hitting on 2s here because of direct guidance.
All hit.
All right, I hit everything.
And then wounding on 4s because of my transhuman. Which is a Lucius Warlord trait. So we got 3.
Yeah.
All right, so these are going to be on 5-ups. What's the damage? 2?
2.
Okay, and that's what gets around my Lucius thing. So, and I'm on my 5-up, so I'll stop 1. I'll take 2, so 1 of them goes away.
Okay.
And now moving on to your Death Spitters.
Yeah. All right, so here's the Death Spitters. Once again, hitting on 2s. Taking out these 1s.
1 more.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. And then wounding on
5s and 6s.
Now these are 1 damage.
Correct.
So 5s and 6s. Okay, so 8 wounds. Your 1 damage in your AP2.
Yep.
So AP2 would take me to a. Don't count as cover, but I get +1 damage. So you're just basically AP1 against me. Sorry, that sounds confusing. Because it's 1 damage, I get +1 to my save. So you're basically AP1, so 4-ups.
Yep.
And he did a lot better, only failing 3 of them.
Cool.
So he'll go down to 5. Moving over to the Tyrannifex, putting its acid spray into the destroyers.
Yeah, so 6 plus D6 for a total of 8.
8 shots.
Not too bad. They're strength 6. It's still transhuman, right?
Yes.
So
you need 4s.
yeah. So looking for 4s.
4 wounds.
4 of them. Yeah.
4 wounds, and this is an AP3. You said
Correct.
All right, and it's multiple damage. So this is going to go right to the 5-up invuln. And whoo, I'll stop 3 and take 1. How many damage? 2?
2 damage.
All right, so he's got 1 wound left. So we rolled the gargoyles and the Tyrannifex Stinger Salvo, and Stinger Salvo fails, but the gargoyles hit home to wound my poor little Dune Crawler. Poor little guy. With the invulns, I'm still left with 4 destroyers over here. And look, we're moving to end of turn. We looked into the charge, and it doesn't seem as efficient for the gargoyles to try to bring in there. Just holding the objective seems like the best play right now. That being said, what did you finish out with for the turn as far as scoring?
Yeah, I just got 2 points from bringing it down, oddly enough, from that Onager exploding. So I got that. Nothing for behind enemy lines just yet. Nothing for psychic interrogation. And I don't hold the center, so I won't score anything on the tertiary.
I can literally say that Onager you killed didn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, that was insane.
All right, well, let's move over to the Ad Mech movement phase. With strategic reserves inbound, I went to the Skitari bonus to my saving throw for this round. And I gave the Onager over here the ability from the Marshal because he's data tethered, so he ignores the negative side effect of -3 move. He just went and tucked up in dense terrain. The destroyer robots move forward, and my tech priest spent a command point to give both of them a heal. The Dune Crawler went up to 5 wounds, and the destroyer that was damaged is back up to full. Castellan robots move to take center, so I get another objective to try and keep some primary. These Castellan robots are locked down to start shooting on a 3-up by gargoyles. And these destroyers moved up to try and do some damage and clear out some units over here. Let's go to my psychic phase. Okay, that was fun. I have yet to fail a psychic power this game. First shooting, I'm going to bring these destroyers over here. Are going to put their plasma into the Tyrannifex. Okay. And I'm going to take a second to measure out these flamers. I'm not sure if I want to put them into the warriors or see if I got range onto the Tyrannifex with those as well.
Okay.
So plasma is going to go into the Tyrannifex, and we are going to put the flamers into the warriors. Had to think about it for a second, and I don't necessarily know how much damage I'm going to do to the warriors since I got a cover save. But I at least want to start picking stuff off. So let's start with the 5 D6 shots into the Tyrannifex. So we got 10, 15, so 19 shots. 2, 4, 6,
Meg want to hit
8,
too. So I know those.
10, 12.
And just so everybody's aware as well, I did do the zone throw up synaptic imperative, so all the little guys have 5-up invuln right now, and the big guy has a 4-up.
Rerolling the 1s. And then I still get a 1, so I'm going to take a mortal wound at the end.
Okay.
And then you said -1, so I need 5s. Not too bad with all things considered. And then I need 4s. So we're going to put 5 on you.
Okay.
So 5 on your invuln.
Cool. So 2 up to 4 up. Oh, crushes it.
0 damage.
Man.
All right, so now the flamers. So they're going to be D6 plus 2. Oh, you know what? It's a good thing you saved all this because I cheated you. I rolled for 5. There's only 4 left.
Oh.
So good thing that good thing you saved them.
Thanks, Dice Gods.
That's why. Yes.
Thanks, Dice Gods.
Yes. So okay, warriors are going to get 12, 18, 19, 20 plus 8 because I get 2 for a guy plus 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes. So I said 20. Yes.
I believe so.
28.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We'll do this twice.
That's
So
insane.
I need 5s. And so we'll get 5 off the first set.
All right.
And we got 5 off the second set.
Okay.
So 10 saves, no AP. You're in cover, so getting a 3 up.
Yeah, for once. All right.
I got a guy.
Yeah, not bad. I also have Callus though.
Ooh.
It's only 1 damage, right?
Yes, it's 1 damage.
So we're gonna look for 5s here. Okay, so you only did 1 wound.
Wow. Moving on to something that's going to work, hopefully. These robots in the back have a 36-inch range, and are going to pour everything into these gargoyles over here. Castrum robots, the Phosphor Blasters, which are a 24-inch range, plus 3 for Lucius, puts them at 27, so they're in range of the gargoyles. I'm looking for 3s because I changed protocols. And then I get to reroll. Sorry about that. I get to reroll 1 hit because of my catacle. Still misses. And then we're looking for 2s because your toughness 3.
Yeah.
All right. And they're AP 1. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 wounds from their hand cannons. Go into your invuln.
Looking for 5-ups here. Let's see if any of them make it. I think there's like 1 left. It's 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got 4 saves, so literally 1 left.
Okay. So now we got the shoulder cannons, which are going to be 12 shots, 3s. And I think everyone knows what's going to happen here, but I just want to finish it up. And we need 2s. So you got 5 more at your invuln.
All right. Never say never.
You're gonna take it all right here again. No,
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Gargoyles
Not
are
even
down.
worth the reroll.
Castellan robots ended my dry streak and just absolutely annihilated the gargoyles. Off camera, this onager put its pot shots into the warriors, not hoping for much, and he was able to kill one and leave a wound on a guy. So good job, onager. Over here, we're going to shoot with these destroyers. They're going to split fire and put their plasma into the zoanthropes and put flamers into the gargoyles. I'm going to spend 1 CP on a stratagem, which I'll get the name when I go to roll the dice, but it will give me, at half range, any Cataphren Servitor unit auto wounds on a 6 to hit. So we'll be able to get the actual name of that, and let's get these dice rolled. So the strat is Elimination Volley. We're going to shoot our plasma overcharged into the zoanthrope first. So we got 12 and 18. 18 plus 5, 23. 23 shots into
Math
those guys.
Math
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We'll do 12. 21 shots.
I thought you said 23.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I get 2 more. Yay. 23.
Don't cheat yourself, bro.
Thank you. 23 shots. Hitting on force. And since I'm overcharging, I will be taking these mortal wounds. There's nothing I do, so it looks like I'm killing a guy.
Ooh.
Yep.
Steep.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to unleash so much. It might be worth it.
It's
a 210-point unit, so if you delete the unit, that's a very good trade.
But I didn't get a single 6 in there. That sucks. So I lose 1 and I'll leave a wound in the squad. I need 3s to wound you because your toughness 5, right?
Correct. Oh.
Only 4.
Okay.
Wow, that wasn't really good. So 4 on your invuln.
Yeah, 2 damage each, right?
Yes.
So for every 2, you drop a guy.
Yes.
And 1 guy's going to have 2 wounds left.
Okay, now the gargoyles. Hopefully this finishes better. I do still get 5 because at the time there was 5. So I'm going to get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 10 for the 2. So 22. So, hey, there we go. I was ready. 23, drop a dice. Oops. Wounding on 3s.
probably a lot of dead guns. Neg 1, right?
I'm hoping. No, because
Oh, I
this is
got
a
my
flamer.
invul.
This is just
Yeah, I got
flamer.
my invul.
So
I got
that
my
many.
invul.
You want to just pick them up and roll those?
Yeah. So I got a 5-up invuln
Yes.
here.
5 up invuln. Oh, just give me those guys at least.
Okay. That's
1,
a lot
2,
of fives.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So 3 are alive in that squad. No way.
I'm glad I got an onager back there to try to finish the job.
No
And
way.
I didn't even take out a zoanthrope. I'm just going to move right back to that onager. He's going to put, there's 3 left.
Yeah.
He's going to put his missile into the zoanthropes, and then he's going to put his 2 damage weapon into the zoanthrope.
Does the force put him at neg 1 ahead or no for any of that? Or are you good?
No. He's got direct line of sight.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
we'll do the missile into the zoanthrope.
Yeah.
He hits.
Nice.
Looking for a 3. He doesn't wound. I'll spend a CP on a reroll.
Okay.
I do wound. So the
Nice.
missile wounds zoanthrope. Go ahead and make a save.
Looking for a 4-up. I fail it.
D6. He's got 2 left. So he takes 3. So he kills the zoanthrope.
Yeah.
And then he gets the 2 damage shots from the autocannon. 3 of them will hit.
Okay.
And then he will wound you on a 3. So 1 wound, -1. So that's just your invuln.
With the gargoyles, right?
No, that's at the zoanthrope.
Oh, so 4-up on the zoanthrope. Got it.
Gets that. Now we're shooting at the gargoyles. The 5 shots. And looking for 2s. Because I double it. So 4 at negative. So 4 on your invuln.
Yeah, all right. So 4 5-ups.
Mm-hmm.
I say
1
2.
left. Heavy stubber. Are you kidding me? Heavy stubber. 2 hits.
Okay.
Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
Okay. 2 5-ups.
5 up.
Oh, do I spend the CP to reroll? It doesn't get me the primary.
No, because I can still charge it.
However,
I have 2 guys on there, and then you're going to fail leadership, and he dies. Not worth the CP. I mean, for the meme, it's totally worth spending a command point to keep that 1 gargoyle alive on there. Yes.
Well, the funniest thing with the behind enemy lines, don't you get CP if troops do it?
He's not gonna survive the turn. The destroyers, while they don't have a great close combat, can charge and finish him off.
Yeah, that is true.
And also, right now, I technically have the objective with 2 guys. For the meme, it's hilarious.
Right.
And that
I was just trying to think of some way to finagle it. But even if I get a CP from behind enemy lines, this is not worth all the CP that I'm going to put into it.
No. Not even worth it at all. Not even worth it at all.
It's cheeky, but no.
All right. So that, he's going to be bye-bye. So finally, the onager takes out that. So it's 2 units eliminated by vehicle units this turn.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else I want to do. Give me a second to look at the table, but I think I'm basically done with the turn. Yeah, that is going to end my turn. I'm going to get a 5 on Hidden Archaeovault. I'm going to score 2 points on the mission primary since I moved the robots to the middle and took center. I'm not going to score Eradication of Flesh yet. I've killed 2 units with a vehicle unit. So he's got to kill 2 vehicles to stop me. And Assassinate, I haven't been able to get to his characters yet. So not a lot of movement from a shooting-based army. We'll have to see how this plays out going forward. Kind of a little worried right now. A little worried. We got some reserves coming in. So we'll come back after Jose makes his move. So at the end of the Tyranid movement phase, pushing up with these warriors on me.
Yep, so I just pushed up with the warriors, pushed up with the Venthos, pushed up with everything, really. Just try and take over this flank, deny you those points over here. I dropped in my Exocrine back here. He's going to be at -1 a hit to basically anything targeting him from over on this way. And hopefully try to send down some shots down here. We really want to delete this unit right here, kick him off this objective. My Lictor, he has a 10-inch move, so he's going to try and head over to this objective. I think we're going to try and advance him because he does have OPSEC.
Next turn, because he just came in.
Oh, yeah, next turn. We need something to answer over here with this middle objective to try and get you off those secondary points. I kept my Pyrovores and stuff in reserves. I still need to try
Gene
and
Stealer and Parasite of Mortex.
Yeah, those are the ones I kept in my reserve still. And I still need to try and get a behind enemy lines, which might be really tricky for me. These Zoanthropes, they moved out, so they're going to do the same thing as the last turn. Just one's going to poke his head out, and try to smite that unit up the objective. And we try to get on this objective here too. So in case we do mop that unit up, we got control of it, and you have to come to me to try to kick me off there. The Neurothrop, he's still going to be down and just kind of like stay put.
All right. So now we're gonna move over to the psychic phase.
Yeah. So psychic phase with my buffs and such. My Neurothrop gave the Warriors +1 a hit from direct guidance. He also gave himself extra dice for the psychic phase. And over on here, this Neurothrop can only give out 1 plus D6, so he gave it to these zone throws to try and maximize that mortal wound output that they're going to do. First power, we can probably just drop right into that smite. So again, this 3d6 is going to be +2 to the cast this time. For 8, which turns to 10. Not a super smite, but still a d3 +2. For a total of 5.
I'm going to spend my 1 command point on a strat that I should have done in the first turn to give my... Oh, wait, who'd you do it on? The destroyers?
I done these destroyers.
Okay, yeah, no, they're just going to straight up take it. But yes, Internet, any case, I did realize afterwards that I forgot with the Onager that I could have spent 1 command point and given him a 4-up Feel No Pain, possibly keeping this guy alive who died on the first turn. I'm rusty with these guys. I'm sorry, my bad. Finishing up Tyranid Psychic phase, you cast the Horror on my poor little destroyers.
Yeah.
Just in case somehow magically one lives. And then over here we got a Smite that you got a 9 for to go up to 11 for a big D6 Smite, which did
1 mortal wound.
1 mortal wound.
Classically.
But the more important ones, you got Catalyst up and you got Paroxysm on these guys, so I'm not going to be able to overwatch you.
Correct.
It looks like we're going to be moving over to the shooting phase.
Yes, correct.
All right. Tyranid shooting was very, very paint by numbers. The Warriors put all of their shots, as well as the Exocrine, into this Onager. And when I mean paint by numbers, I mean it was, this is what the odds look like. This Onager should be gone. And he is. Over here...
Oh, it was a Tyrannifex. You said Exocrine.
Correct. Yeah, Tyrannifex, right. Exocrine took out my poor little destroyers over here.
Yeah, he had to.
Yeah, so we're going to be moving on to the Tyranid charge phase, which is going to be the Warriors.
Yeah, so those Warriors are going to go right into those robots. They do have a Flamer, but I got off Paroxysm, so no Overwatch. I rolled a 3. I think I have to re-roll that.
Oh my. Oh my. Dude, you don't have a dream.
Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, there ain't
no my.
Way. Yeah, so I'm going to spend a CP.
Oh my.
Obviously. And re-roll. So I'm down to 2 CP now. Ugh. You want me to roll in the box? There we go.
There we go. There's your 10.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right. So Warriors make it in on a 10 after a reroll.
Yep.
And your AP2, Behemoth doesn't give you a boost to your AP, does it?
No, it gives me a boost to strength.
Okay.
Which you don't care about because you're transhuman.
Exactly. So I'm transhuman still with the AP2.
Yep.
So ignore AP1, AP2. And you're spending a command point to give yourself +1 attack per guy?
Yeah, so because I have Adrenal Glands, you could pay 1 CP to either, if they're infantry, get +1 attack, or if they're a monster, get D3 attack. So obviously, since they're infantry, they get 1 attack each. So they go up from 3 attacks to 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, because of Lash Whips. And yeah, let's see it, man. Wounding on 4s because they're transhuman.
And you're doing this twice?
Yeah, this is twice. So this is a first volley of 16. Okay, does not convert. And then wounding on 4s here.
Because transhuman.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That volley right there.
All right, so 10 saves so far.
Yeah.
What's your damage? Damage 2, you said?
Damage 2.
All right, so go ahead and roll out your second volley.
All right. Looking for 2s, rerolling 1s.
And then you need 4s again because of the transhuman.
Yes.
So 10. Not as good this time. 12, 14, 16 in total.
I just noticed, I think I jipped myself like 2 dice on that first roll because I thought I had 10 of the red, but I only had 8. So I'm just going to roll those right now.
Okay, real quick. Yeah, 2 extra dice that you forgot.
Yes. Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. So they both hit. And winning on 4s. So they both
All right,
wound.
18. All right, so 18 wounds.
Yeah.
All right, 18 saves 3 ups because you AP2 doesn't hurt me. So they're 2 damage apiece.
Correct.
So there's one guy, and there's another guy, and there is a third guy, and then ooh, just on the number.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a command point and re-roll this.
Yeah.
And he saves it, so one guy will live with two wounds left.
Nice.
So 1 destroyer left. He's gonna have to take morale. And you did your pile in and consolidates.
Yeah, only Paladin. These guys over here, these guys just kind of stayed put.
I didn't realize after using that command point I probably should have saved it. That was rolling for the meme, but he's probably gonna fail the saving throw. Since he's not, I don't think I want to auto pass with him. 2 CP keeps him around, keeps one guy. Actually, since I made some other mistakes, I do actually think it's worth it. So I'm going to spend 2 command points and let him auto pass.
Bring it down to 1.
Yep.
All right.
And I think that's end of turn. What'd you do for scoring?
Cool.
No behind enemy lines.
Correct. I think I only had 1 objective, right? How many objectives did I start out with?
You started off, you held you had 1 objective, yes.
Okay.
So you got 4 for the primary.
Yep.
And then
definitely didn't get the tertiary. Bring it down. I assume I scored.
You destroyed 1 vehicle.
Okay.
So you got 2 points. Those guys are not vehicles. They are bikers,
Okay.
I believe.
All right, cool.
So you got 2 points for the onager.
And then nothing for psychic interrogation.
Nothing for interrogation. Now I will score 4 for eradication of flesh because at the end of the turn, I killed 2 units with vehicle units to your 1 vehicle that you killed. And we will move on to the Ad Mech turn. End to Ad Mech movement phase. Unfortunately, I had to give my Logi and the Warlord trait ability for the transhuman back over to that 1 solo destroyer. Did heal him back up to full health, but he was the only one in range. Dragoons are pushing out, looking at warriors. And my Datasmith and Marshall are keeping up with the robots and Dragoons respectfully. These robots are going around the corner. I think that Tyranids is looking tasty. And then back here, I dropped the Dune Crawler back and hugged the wall. So it's 18 inches between him and that robot so that he cannot drop that parasite in there to try to get an easy behind enemy lines while still allowing me to take some shots over at those Zoanthrope to finish them off. So we're going to move over into the shooting phase and see how some of this stuff can play out. So start off the shooting phase with the Dune Crawler sniping another Zoanthrope. We got 1 left, but he's hiding in the building, so nothing else can go to him. My robots back here were all true and reliable, and due to the length of the dice roll, we did that off camera, but he was able to take out 3. How many did we get out of there? Because it's a 9-man.
You took out 4 of them.
I took out 4 of them because we did 1 before. Cool. So we got 4 warriors with them. And it was kind of a longer dice roll because I took the time to roll the 2 damage weapons and each of the guns and resolve them individually to try to take out as many warriors as I could. Feel No Pains were tough. It was definitely a really good dice battle. But now we're moving over to these robots in the center. We're going to try and take some pot shots at the Exocrine. So the guys that are leading the way are actually the one with the hand cannon, so they got some 2 damage weapons. And strength 6, and you're at toughness 8, right?
Yeah, so winning on 5s and 6s.
Now, what's your invuln looking like right now?
He doesn't have invuln.
He doesn't have an invuln. Okay. So ignoring dense terrain effects, and we're looking for 4s because we're still walking around. And that's strength 6, so like we said, 5s.
Yeah.
2 wounds at AP1 and 2 damage.
Okay, looking for 3 of it. Save 1, fail 1.
Hey, it takes 2. And then we got the shoulder cannons from these guys, which are only going to be 1 damage, but AP2. And looking for 5s. Whoops, dropped the dice. All right, so you got 2 more saves at AP2.
Okay, he's down to 13 right now. Let me just throw these dice down. And how many saves?
Just 2.
Just 2. AP.
2.
All right, so save 1, fail 1.
All right, so takes another 1 and still got 3 wounds on him.
All right, so he's down to 12.
Castling robots are going to make a charge on the Tyranids. Jose went for the Overwatch and was able to put 2 damage onto one of the robots. And we get 3d6 this turn with mechanical and pick the 2 highest. So I'm going to get a 9 over here. And then back here, our good old Dragoons are going to get a 7, and be able to charge into the Warriors. All right, so Dragoons made their charge. We got 4 of them are going to fight in combat. This is where I'm going first. I'm going to spend 1 command point and go back down to 1. So I'm going to give these guys exploding 5s and 6s. So every 5 and 6 to hit is 2 additional attacks. My Marshal's nearby, so they're also going to have reroll hit and wound rolls of 1 because now Dragoons do have core. So we have the 4 that are in combat, 4 attacks apiece, so 16 attacks. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. Okay, we'll pick up the 1s, only one is in there. All right, so moving these 5s and 6s off to the side real quick. Oh, we got everything hit, and then we got 6 5-ups. So that's going to be 2 additional hits, so that's 12 additional hits.
Whew.
So, with the explosions, we're looking for 3s now. Rerolling 1s again because the Marshal's nearby. And these are going to be 2 damage apiece. So, taking out all the 1s and 2s. And... Alright, we got 15 wounds at AP2.
All right. You want me to just roll those?
Yeah. Just make it easier on yourself.
Looking for 6s. Ooh.
You need 6s.
So I got a couple.
I'll take those 6s out so we can start doing some math here. So you do have a feel no pain.
Correct.
And no one has a wound. So the first guy's going to take...
Oh, that dude has 1 wound.
One guy's wound?
Yeah.
All right, so first, feel no pain. He's dead.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have fresh guy, so the fresh guy will have to take 2 hits, so that's 4 feel no pain.
4 total?
Yes.
He saves 2 of them.
So he'll need to take another one.
All right, so he dies.
Okay. Next guy takes 2 of them for 4.
Okay. He dies.
He will die.
I got 1 last 2.
And the last 2 could just take all of them at that point. So
Okay.
you got 5, 10.
10. That should be all my green die.
And there he
dead.
goes.
Yeah.
All right. So Dragoons cleared the way out of there, taking that objective. So I'm going to finish off my hidden Archeo Vault, max that. Over here, the robots piled in and are about to hit this Tyranids. I'm going to spend my last command point to do binaric override. So now these guys are at, they're in the combat doctrine for the rest of the game, which gives them a weapon skill of a 2-up. So 3 guys have fists. So it's going to be...
What's your strength?
Strength 10. Okay, so you're going to spend a command point to transhuman.
Correct.
And I'm going to hit you on 2s because I'm in binaric override. No rerolls. Ouch. And then I will wound you on 4s.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. So 3, 6, 7 at your invuln.
All right, looking for 4 up.
Ooh, that's not so. That's good for me. 4 times 3, so take 12.
Take 12. Okay.
What's that leave them with?
I have 4 wounds left.
All right, here's the robots with guns. They're gonna punch you. Oh wait, they do still hit on 2s. It's a thing. All right, so 2 wounds at your save.
All right, 2 up.
Ooh.
It's all good. Save 1, fail 1.
Takes 1. All right, so it takes
1 damage.
Yes.
All right. Man,
so Mr. Tyranids was able to smack me back and put 2 damage on me, dropping him down to 12 wounds, or dropping him down 12 wounds really will help. So he's got 3 left. And that's pretty much going to put an end on my turn. So as far as Hidden Archaeovault, I will score 5 again on it for taking this objective, so that one's going to be maxed out.
Yep.
Assassinate, I haven't grabbed any of your characters yet. They're still hanging out on the field. It's getting kind of scary, though, on this Mr. Neurothrope over here.
Oh, for sure.
And with vehicle units, I killed 1 unit so far, I believe. And we're going to go over to... I don't hold the middle anymore. I moved off that, but I got a little aggressive. That was probably a bad play. I probably should have done something
I don't
better.
think you need the middle anymore, honestly.
For the extra primary.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's get your movement phase underway. End of Tyranid movement phase. The Parasite comes in and births some Rippers over here to help start getting behind enemy line points. And Zoanthrope moved up to take the objective, the last guy from the squad. And the Tyranids stayed in combat.
Yeah, I figured I can shoot into it, so like why leave it? You know what I mean? And deny myself shots.
Gene Stealer enter in from their deployment zone, so they're able to get a little bit closer out of strategic and be able to make a charge on the robots this turn. And Neurothrope's trying to get out of there.
Yep.
Pyrovore's on. Looks like we're going over to Psychic phase. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, so we'll start over here with Callus. He's giving himself the buff. He also gets +1 to hit to these guys for whatever it's worth.
All right, so 3d6.
Get off with a 11, which turns to at least a 13.
Where are you placing that?
I think probably the most threatening thing next turn for you. Oh man, I really don't know. He has really good firepower, so I guess him.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but we'll see. And then he also knows Paroxysm, so I guess why not roll for that too?
All right, we'll give it.
Got it with a 11, which turns into a 13. We're throwing down to these guys over here, so it debuffs them on their melee. The Zoanthrope over there, he has extra dice. Pretty sure he has line of sight with that dude. It's honestly whatever's closest within 21 inches.
All right, go ahead and take a look at that. Smite put 3 mortal wounds on the Onager Dunecrawler, and we got the Horror on the robots, as well as Catalyst on the Exorcism that you guys saw before, and Paroxysm on the Dragoons to lower their combat profile. So
Correct.
Let's move over to some shooting, see what you can get. So the Tyranids was able to finish off the damaged robot in combat with some acid spray shots, and the Pyrovores downed one of the Dragoons right on the numbers. Now we're going to move over to the Exocrine.
Yeah, so the Exocrine's going to try and target the Dragoons. I'm also going to spend a CP for their stratagem. It ignores cover, and it makes 6s explode.
All right.
So it's going to be D3 plus 6. So here's this D3 for only 1, so a total of 7.
And now the Dragoon's -1 to hit is not a cover; it's just inherent. So they still will have -1 to hit.
Correct.
So hitting on 4s.
And looking for 6s, which I don't get a single one.
Oof.
That is tough.
Then you need
Strength 8, yes, so 3s. So 2 of them. -4, flat 3.
1 gets through, so I'll take 3 damage, and he goes down to 3 wounds.
All right, and since I hit,
Oh, D3 mortal.
down to 2 up, which is going to be 2.
So it drops the guy to 1.
Cool.
So we modified this a little bit because the intent was that these guys couldn't get overwatched, and we play with the L facing towards the middle, very similar to this train piece. So that's fine. We just put the Rippers over there, and it didn't matter. They still got an 8 for their charge. Over here, the Death Leaper rolls a 9, and the Gene Stealers end up getting a 7, so they're both going to make it in on the robots. And finally, the Venomthrope, make their charge on the Dragoons. So we'll come back after these moves get made and see where Jose wants to go first. So here's one opportunity where I could technically make a unit fight last, because if they were core, and the Death Leaper would shut that off. I wouldn't be able to, since my Data Smith's all the way over there, but this is one of those, it's just talking about that Death Leaper ability. Here's a time to think about, like, hey, if that Data Smith was closer, I might try to make something fight last, and his ability shuts it off. But that's where it looks like we're going to first. with
Yeah.
all the Gene Stealers and Death Leaper fighting my poor little robots.
Yeah, so we start with 7 attacks.
They haven't done anything. They haven't killed anyone yet.
We're going to try and, whittle them down a little bit. We got the whore on them, so maybe if we drop a couple bodies, other boys will want to get out of there.
All right. So
we got 7 attacks, strength 7, +1 strength because I charged for strength 8.
All right.
Hitting on 2s, and I believe wounding on 3s, correct?
T7.
Insane hit roll. So wounding on 3s.
Okay.
That is going to be 4.
AP.
-3, flat 2 damage.
Okay. So saving -3. So 3, 6. So only you said flat 3. So
I think it's flat 2 actually.
let me know because I'm only saving 1 because of the AP3.
Let me double check. Flat 2.
Flat 2. 2, 4, 6. So 1 robot has 1 wound left.
Okay.
All right.
Gene Stealers are going to attack next. You get 4 attacks per guy. So now we got the Gene Stealers hitting on 3s, +1 strength, so strength 5. Still 5s and 6s though needed to
The wound.
wound.
Okay. There you go.
So a good amount of successes there. Now we're going to look to wound. 5s and 6s.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Holy crap.
That is that's good. AP.
Yeah. -3, 1 damage. Huh.
Magic.
Huh.
All right. So because you're 1 damage, I do get +1 to my save, so that puts me on a 2 up. So the -3 will give me 5. So I'll stop 3 of these, and you'll get 1 through to finish off the 1 robot. Doesn't explode, and then you'll put 4 on another, giving him 3 wounds left.
Okay.
So the Venom Throats were able to make a bit of an impact, finishing off the Dragoon with 1 wound left, who exploded, dealing 1 mortal wound to himself and the his own unit and the Venom Throats. And over here, Rippers were not able to do any damage to the Onager, but the Onager came back and stomped on one of their bases, doing a wound. So a couple more attacks that I have to do. I got the robots who are going to get to make their swings back, as well as the Doom Crawlers. They're the Doom Crawlers, the Dragoons getting to swing. Put up some attacks. I'm going to do each one of my robots is going to attack a different target. So first, we're going to attack the Tyrannifex because he's got 3 wounds left. Hitting on 2s. Oof. This is with 2. And then wounding on 3s. So 2 wound at your invul.
Looking for 4 ups. Save 1,
There's
fail
1.
1.
Take 3 damage.
All right. He is dead. Does he explode? He does.
He will end up death throwing. So let me finish up the rest of my attacks real quick, and then he can bite me.
Yeah.
We'll do the Death Leaper. All of them hit. And wounding on 2s. Are you toughness 4 or toughness 5?
I want to say toughness 5. T5.
T5, so 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Probably got your invul.
Yeah, so this guy's a 4 up in 1. Save 1, fail 1.
So he takes 3 damage.
All right, bringing him down to 4.
And last, the Gene Stealers hitting on 2s. I know these guys I'm going to wound on 2s. There we go. So 4 wounds on your invul.
All right, looking for that 5 up. Save 2
of them. So 2 die.
All right.
And now you get your death throws. How many more? What's it, D3 mortal?
It's actually D6. It's one of the few D6
painful.
ones.
Oh, this will be painful.
So D6
for 4. So finish off the robot and leave a wound in the squad. You know what? I'll spend my 1 command point I got for this turn. I don't think I spent it on anything because I didn't Overwatch. And try and feel no pain those mortal wounds. So
okay.
The one with 3 wounds left is going to be the vehicle I choose. And he will stop 2 of them and take 2 of them. So he'll go down to 1 wound.
Nice.
But he lives.
Nice.
Dragoons were not able to have any command points to spend to get the 5 up exploding 6s, but didn't matter too much as they picked up most of the Venom Throats and left 1 with a wound left. He might just run even to morale. So we're going to the end of this turn, the end of the Tyranid turn, and that's the only morale check I believe that we have on the field right now.
Correct. So 1, 2, or 3, he's good. I rolled
That's
a 4.
So he'll run away, and since he's the only guy, he just runs away. And that'll actually, well, I had the objective because he wasn't objective secured, but
right.
Moving to your end of turn, behind enemy lines, you have 1 unit.
Yeah, so I scored 3 points for that. I assume I get a couple more bring it down points. Do the robots run because they have the horror? It's -2 to their leadership.
-2 to their
with
leadership.
whatever else they lost.
Took a second to check that the robots are a leadership 10, so even on a 6, they'd pass with the negative buff. So 3 for behind enemy lines. Your vehicle count is up to you killed 2 dragoons and 2 robots, so you should have a total of 6 on for your max for bring it down. You should be at 6 points.
At 6,
I think you
okay.
scored 4 this turn.
I was at 4, so I think I'd be at 8. Actually.
Okay, so you got 2 more. No, because you 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, you're right. 8.
Yeah. Okay. And then nothing for psychic interrogation. I don't have the middle, so I don't have that.
No.
Going to round 3, I got.
I will get 4
29.
for eradication of flesh because you did not destroy more units of vehicles. You actually didn't destroy any units of vehicles, and my vehicles did destroy more units. So I will get 4 for that at the end of the battle round.
Cool.
And we'll move into the Ad Mech turn. All right, end of movement. I'm going to be on the +1 ballistic skill for Skitarii, and I'm also going to be -1 to hit in combat for my Mechanicus units. We move these Dragoons up here. They're going to get ready to charge the Pyrovores. Move this guy out to take the objective and probably put some shots on those Pyrovores to reduce the amount of Overwatch. Robots are going to stay in combat and try and shoot down some of the guys they're in combat with. Maybe take out that Death Leaper before he can attack me again. These robots here are going to be putting some fires down this lane. I'm going to try and finish off the Zoanthrope and the Parasite. The hand cannons are not in range of the Zoanthrope, so it's going to be the heavy phosphorus blasters, whichever one is the hand blasters into the Parasite, with the shoulder cannons going over into the Venomthrope. And the Onager is going to shoot into combat against these little rippers and try and clear some out of there. Pretty good shooting phase so far. The Ad Mech Onager was able to take out all the rippers that were in contact with it. And over here, the Heavy Destroyer beat up a Pyrovore, but wasn't able to finish it off. He's got 1 wound left. And to combat, we dropped the Death Leaper to 1 wound, so hopefully he's going to go. But this sad little robot with 1 wound left has probably seen better days. So last unit that I have to shoot with is actually these big, beautiful robots, and they're going to shoot downwind. So we're going to fire at the Parasite and Vortex first, which is within range of the hand cannons. And we got all the dice out here. Okay, looking for 4s because he's inherent -1 to hit. And what's his toughness?
He is I want to say 5.
Okay, so I'll need 3s to win him, as long as he's not a T6.
Parasite, right?
Yep.
He should not be T6. I want to say it's 5.
I don't know what that was. I touched that.
5.
Sorry.
It's 5.
Okay, so I'll need 3s.
All right.
So you got 6 wounds at AP1.
Okay.
And they're 2 damage each.
He's a 4 up, so now he's a 5 up. Fill him all.
So
I
that's
think he's dead.
a dead Parasite. We'll move over to the Zoanthrope that's going to get hit with my long range 1 damage cannons. He's hit on a 3. And he will also be wounded on a 3. Okay. So you've got 5 at your invuln.
Okay.
And they're only 1 damage, though.
So those are 4 ups. So take 3.
Yep. So he goes down to 1 wound.
Yeah.
So moving on to the charge phase, I have only really 1 unit to charge with. That's my Dragoons that are currently transhumaned and ignoring AP 1 and 2. And they're going to charge into the Pyrovores, which, of course, you Overwatch.
Yeah, it's Flamers.
Yep.
You got to do
this. This is what they're there for.
Right.
So you got 11 hits.
Correct.
And you're strength 6, so you're looking for 4s no matter what.
Yep.
So
4 of them.
4 wounds. And what's their AP2, so I'm going to ignore that.
Yeah,
so I'm just going to be on a
2.
3 up. AP2 damage 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I will AP2, so I ignore it, so I'm on my 3 up, so I'll only take 1 for 2 damage.
Nice.
So this being my only non-charger, I'm going to move right into them. I'm going to spend my last command point to give them the 4 up, the 5 up, explosions. And, oh, there's only 3 of them left. So we're going to look for 5s, or well, we're looking for 3s, but I want 5s.
Yeah.
Get to re-roll 1s because the dominus nearby. Those 2s are going to miss this time. But I got, thank you. I got 2 6s in there, so I'll net 4. So I lose 1. I missed 1 hit entirely. And now we're looking for 3s. No, because I'm still under the effects of paroxysm. So I'm looking for 4s.
Yes.
So
correct.
5 at -2.
Okay, 5 at -2. It's going to put me at a 5 up. Save 3 of them.
So
save 2 of them.
Dude dies and you take 2. Another guy takes 2 damage.
All right.
Finishing off Ad Mech turn, the Death Leaper was able to kill the robot that had 1 wound left. Unfortunately for him, it exploded, dealing 1 mortal wound and finishing off the Death Leaper. Then the last 2 robots were able to pick up the Gene Stealers, who really weren't able to do much damage into that. The 1 damage into the Lucius boost to their saving throw. So moving to the end of the Ad Mech turn. I already maxed out Hidden Archeo. Oh, no, I'm not. Yes.
Yeah, they're fighting.
Forget about your little pyrovores, yeah.
So 6 attacks. We hit on 3s here.
-1.
So hitting on 4s.
Yep, so 1 miss.
I get +1 strength, so +2 strength, so strength 7 now.
All right, so you're wounding me on 3s. Oh, no, you're not transhuman. Wounding me on 4s.
Nice. So translates to 3. They're -3, 1 damage.
They are -3?
Yes, sir.
All right, so 5 up invuln. And I'll stop 1. And how much damage?
1 damage each.
Ooh, that's enough to take out that guy in the back, who does not explode.
Okay.
So robots were able to consolidate within 3 inches and now contest that objective marker with Mr. Death Leaper. And I did forget about the Miss Pyrovores. They took out a Dragoon. Not enough to cause leadership for me, but...
Yeah, they are leadership 5 and we lost 1 guy, so they're good.
They're good. So now we'll move to the end scoring. I finished Hidden Archeo Vault. I got my first 3 points for assassination by taking out the Death Leaper. And I think that was...
The tertiary, too.
The tertiary, I took the middle. And I believe that's it.
Yeah.
I won't know Eradication of Flesh until the actual end of the turn, but looks pretty good. I took out 2 units this turn with vehicle... 3 units because of the 4 units. Parasite, Rippers, Death Leaper, and the Gene Stealers.
Yeah, you did work, man.
Well, actually, the Death Leaper killed himself, kind of. So I don't think he counts. I think that the blow explosion doesn't count. But let's move on to your movement phase. So at the end of the Tyranids movement phase, Jose's planning on trying to clear out the robots that tagged objective number 3 and stole it from him. And we got a little bit of psychic action over here to maybe try and keep these pyrovores alive. Over here in the corner, the Zoanthrope fell back to try and get primaries on turn 5. And we're moving over into the psychic phase. And you got off camera, you rolled and you passed. And
so I rolled a 6 +2 to the cast, so 8. D3 on the mortals. I rolled a 5 for the mortals, so 3 into here.
3 into the Dragoons. All right, they'll take it and go to 3. Any other psychics you got going on?
Yeah, he's going to look for paroxysm, needing a 7, getting it with a 9.
All right.
So he's going to throw that back onto them, just make them not as good at punching. The psychic's powers over there don't matter. So we're going to go into the shooting phase. The Execution's going to go into those guys right there. He'll pay a CP, and 6s will explode.
All right.
So D3 plus 6 for a total of 8. Hitting on 3s, looking for 6s here. I got 2 6s this time, so these 2 1s are going to turn into hits.
Yep.
And strength 8, so 3s to wound. And that's going to be... only 4.
Only 4, and your AP?
AP 4.
All right, so you're putting me on my invuln. 6s will do mortal wounds to you. There, I'll just take all of it. What's the damage?
6 damage each.
6 damage.
Or not 6 damage each. 3
damage each.
Yeah, my bad.
So the 2 of them will do 6. It'll take 3 to take out a robot, and then one guy will have 4 wounds left.
Correct.
All right. So we got the robot removed out of there. Death Leaper declares a charge and succeeds with a 4. So we're going to move to the fight phase. With the Lictor being your only charger, he's going to get to punch that robot.
Correct. He's going to get +1 on his strength. So I believe he goes from strength 7, I want to say, to strength 8. And I think he actually has less attacks. Yeah, he has 6 attacks, but it is going to be strength 8. Hitting on 2s.
6 attacks, hitting on 2s.
So 1 miss. And then strength 8, so 3's to wound. For 3 of them. And this is -3, 2 damage.
I will stop. You said -3, so I'll stop 2 damage. I'll stop nothing. Goes all through, and it does, in fact, kill him.
Does he explode?
No, he does not. All right, then we're going to go over to my Dragoonies, who I'm going to spend my 1 command point for this turn to give them the 5s and 6s so that I can try and get these Pyrovores out of my way.
Nice.
It'd be really nice if I could get out of combat with them.
-1 to your wound roll.
-1 to my wound roll, but I'd still want to try and get these guys out of my way. Okay, I get to reroll the 1s because of the Dominus. And then that's about, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8. I get 8 additional hits, and these 2 miss. All right, now, so we're going to look for 4s because of your -1 to wound. Ooh, that looks pretty good. You want to just pick them up and roll that?
Yeah.
So AP2.
So looking for 5s. Dang.
So quite a bit.
2 damage?
2 damage each. So these will finish off that guy.
Yep.
And then the other one takes 4. I think it goes to 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So down to 1 wound. That's
and
cool.
then he will get to attack back.
Yeah. Getting 3 attacks.
3 attacks. Hitting on 4s because I'm -1.
Yeah, so hitting on 4s.
And then wounding on no better than a 4.
Strength 5.
So you need 5s.
All right.
Nothing there. So the bottom of turn 4, you were able to finish off that robot squad, but I did still kill more units with vehicle units, specifically the Death Leaper and the Gene Stealers. So I will get 4 points for Eradication of Flesh. Onto your side, you got 4 more Bring It Down points. You brought you up to 12 for points on Bring It Down this turn. And nothing for behind enemy lines. What was your last one?
The last one's Psychic Interrogation.
Okay. Well, you should
so
be able to
nothing
get
from
you
that.
should be able to get that in the last turn at least.
Yeah, I hope so.
And we'll go on to the AdMech final turn, and we will get a 12 on primary for holding more. So we'll come back after the movement. And to AdMech movement, relatively simple. The Dragoons stay where they are. The Dominus moved out here to draw a lane to be able to try and take some pop shots at that Zoanthrope back there, a last-ditch effort to remove him. Robots, 3 of them are able to draw shots onto that last Lictor, see if they can do anything. Doomcrawler just drops back. He doesn't need to get crazy, but the Solar Flare on the Data Smith that's been hanging out all game finally gets used. We'll see if he can finish off these menaces. Mr. Destroyer hasn't done very much all game, so let's see if he can't take out the Zoanthrope and finish off the Neurothrope. So he's going to put his Flamer into the Zoanthrope and his Plasma into the Neurothrope.
Could be good.
All right, so D6 shots on the Neurothrope. 3 shots.
Cool.
Hitting on 4s. Ooh. Say there's a chance. Wounding on 3s. Ooh, all 3 wound.
All right, into the Neurothrope?
Yes.
All right, looking for 3 up invul. Save them all.
Oh, all right. Flame into the Zoanthrope. 3. So 5s. 1 wound.
Okay.
1 wound on the Zoe.
Looking for 4 up. Save it.
Man. All right. The galvanic pistol on the Servitor is going to shoot at that the Neurothrope. Hey, it hits. Hey, it wounds.
All right, looking for a 3-up. Failed it.
All right. So, Data Smith's little galvanic pistol hit home for 3 damage to Neurothrope, not enough to take him out. He's going to complete his charge on a 10 onto the Zoanthrope, so hopefully he'll finish him off. But there's one last thing I forgot. Mr. Dominus over here. He has 3 shots into your Neurothrope. And he'll need 2s. Actually, 3s because it's a heavy. So 1 hits. And just 1 wound.
Looking for a 3-up. Good.
Yep, didn't matter. It would have been 2 damage. Needed some mortals on you. All right, so the Data Smith, he's got a Power Fist. Misses with both because it's -1 to hit. And then I think he's got a back piece. Probably also misses because I think he needs a 4 because I think it's also -1.
Okay.
So, Zoanthrope.
Hitting on 4s. Nothing.
Okay. And then the only other thing left is the non-chargers. So you get to do your Pyrovo first.
All right,
well,
cool.
technically you would have wanted to do the Pyrovo first. So go ahead and do that. And he hits 1.
Yeah. And then no wound.
Does not wound.
Yeah.
Okay. And my Dragoons. So 2 more dice in there. And re-rolling 1s because of the Dominus. Okay. Got 1 6 in there, so it'll give me that 2 misses, and I get 2 more for that 6. And they are strength 8, but you're paroxysming me for -1 to wound. So I'll need 4s. So it looks like I got 5 on you.
All right. -2, right?
Yes.
Looking for 5-ups.
Yep. Give me 1. And you gave me the 1. So they go away. And we'll do some pile-ins and get to the end of turn scoring.
Yeah.
I don't get any more points for Hidden Archaeovault. And I didn't get any assassinate points because I didn't kill any of those characters. And all that's left is, did I kill enough units kill more units with vehicles than vehicle units you kill? Right now I've done 1, and it's on to your movement phase. End of the Tyranid movement. Neurothrope comes out. He's going to try and smite some Dragoons. The Exocrine moves over to touch the terrain to shoot and try and finish off the Dragoons. And a little bit of Psychic Interrogating is going to go on here in the back corner, try and get 3 points off that.
Correct. So he's going to give the bonus to himself. Looking for a smite. +2 to the cast. I get it with an 8. It's going to be D3 mortal wounds for a flat 3 into there.
Okay. One thing I messed up is I forgot to heal the Dominus against them last turn. So I will spend 1 command point because I should have 2 left because I didn't think I spent anything on it my previous turn. I'll spend 1 for a 4-up invuln.
Okay.
So 3 4-ups. Hey, stop them all. Good CP spent.
Sheesh, okay.
So that makes up for not healing.
Nice.
Psychic Interrogate?
Yeah, Psychic Interrogate over there. We're going to give ourselves an extra die just to make sure we don't fail it.
You're good.
I get it.
So you get 3 points.
Yeah, finally scoring on that. I gotta finish up the primary, so I'm gonna get 2 of those there, and then what else are we doing? Yeah, we're just gonna try and get some points over here. So spending a CP for the exploding 6s, ignoring any cover.
Okay.
So
still -1 to hit.
D3 +6 for 7 total, and looking for 4s now to hit. That 6 explodes, so this miss is going to turn to a hit.
Right.
Strength 8 to T7, right?
6. But they're transhuman.
Though. So only 2 of them, and -4 flat 3 damage.
All right, so it goes to my invuln and saves them both, so they both are fine.
And that's game.
And that is definitely going to be game. So the end of your turn, I will get 4 points for Eradication of Flesh.
Correct.
I will get, I'm sorry, you will.
So you're going to max at 15 then. You only need 3 to max.
I did max the Eradication.
Yeah.
Okay. You will get the 3 for Psychic Interrogate. Nothing for behind enemy lines.
Correct.
And at the end, I have your big game score at 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep. Sounds about right.
All right, we'll be back with the final score. That was an exhausting game. I apologize for any mistakes that I made. Final score, 81 to 46.
48.
81 to 48. AdMech win. There's probably a couple things I messed up. I noticed a few stratagems I didn't use that I could have, and probably spent CP into it late. Try and adjust for those things and get a little better practice in. It's very late. I'm very tired after this game. Trying to learn AdMech, difficult army, very tough to get all the pieces and parts. It's super well-oiled machine. First over to Tyranids. So who was your MVP? Who actually kept you in this and fought the good fight for you?
I really like my Tyrannifex, honestly.
He was a tough cookie. He was a tough cookie.
He was doing real good. AdMech are tough, man. They're definitely back.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I need to take this into multi-meltas and see what this can do
Yeah.
versus a heavy melta meta. It was very resilient. I don't feel like the destroyers didn't do a lot this game, and that's going to be the question of, can I take them out? Should I even bother with them? Is the core there?
Yeah.
I'd like to take them against the Marines. The 2 damage, strength 8. That's kind of what they're there for, is to be able to just hit Marines from long range and start clearing entire table sides. So I'll give them a second chance. My MVP for this game was the 4 Castellan robots in the backfield. They sat on objective marker 1 and just covered the field with fire. No one could get through any of those objectives. I mean, they picked up the gargoyles, so many like the zoanthropes, and just so much fire shooting robots. I love them for days.
Yeah, they do work for sure.
So, but with you, yeah, that Tyrannifex was tough. That Tyrannifex, I hit him and hit him and hit him. It wasn't until I actually ran up and punched him with the strongest profile, like strength profile in my army, that I was able to take him out. Death Leaper did some work too. I think he picked up 2 of the robots by himself.
Yeah, I love my Death Leaper. I love the Lictor. I think they do a really good job. I kind of want to play around with like Swarmlord, Turvagon, and like 30 guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll have to definitely see how that could work out.
Yeah.
Well, it's late, guys. Jose, thanks again, man.
Thank you for the game, man. I appreciate it.
And guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do, and watch for more games to come soon. Thank you.